Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Friday, the 11th of September. Starting off with 88 Energy, where we've already had quite a lively session, spike up towards 0.45 and coming back now probably to fill the overnight gap down to 0.3. At least while we're above 0.3 on an end-of-day close basis, there's a chance of a retracement and possibly even a journey up towards that April resistance line projection through 0.5 pence, although I have to admit 88 Energy is not exactly been one of the best bullish contenders of the recent past. To cheer ourselves up next, Alba Mineral Resources, where we had obviously the initial target there, 0.17, bounced off that line at 0.17 and have done rather well, at least okay since then. Still, we've got the chance of, while the stock is above that particular line from February, above 0.7 up to 0.3 pence as a best case scenario over the next perhaps couple of weeks, all things being equal. Stock where there's very little charting material to work with, but still is intriguing nonetheless. Core Cell, I thought I'd cover that again. I think before, I think but last time I looked at it, we were around current levels. I think we went higher, then became lower, but bounced off that resistance line there from August, around 1.25 pence. And while we're above that, initial target 1.6, best case scenario target over the next few weeks up to the top of that rising trend channel from last month at 2 pence. But basically the bull argument in place while we're above 1.25 for Core Cell. Cobra is next. I think somebody was asking for it on Twitter or wanted to have a bit of a technical look. Here we've got a break above the 20-day moving average at 2.25. Very good price action in terms of multiple days testing, intraday tests of the 50-day line at 2.03. So really above the 50-day line. Looking for at least a retest of 2.8, which is last month's resistance, and a best case scenario target over the next, I suppose, 6 to 8 weeks up to 4.5 pence, which is the top of that rising trend channel from earlier this year, back in March, in fact. So looking well set up for Cobra, especially after the break of that particular line of resistance that I've just drawn. Carclo, one of the more slow contenders on the upside, but has actually accelerated over the last couple of sessions. We've hit we've hit that resistance line, top of the January trend channel that I drew at 22 pence. And that's obviously the near-term target. If we're going to get an end-of-day close above that, though, up to the top of the wider channel there from October last year, as high as 35 pence. So above the 23 pence level, 22.5 pence level, as high as 35 is an extra stage for the shares. At the moment, we're in bull mode, I suppose, while we hold above today's support area, so above 17 pence, really. We're looking for the upside to continue. Another situation which is noteworthy at the moment is the following. Deltic, here we've had a great breakout here, actually, looking towards that 1.4 pence target there, which was saved on the chart before. And really, I suppose the next thing is trying to work out if there's going to be a higher target than that. But at least this stage up to 1.4 for Deltic, and I will try and work out maybe what the next destination would be. I suppose it would be towards 1.8 area, but let's see how that goes over the next few sessions. Eve Sleep is next. I think I covered it during the week, but can't get too much of a good thing. Nice to see the bounce just off the 20-day moving average today at 4.9 pence. And while we're above that, looking for at least a retest of the best levels of the year to date at 7 pence. Big picture target up to 14 while we hold above, let's say 4.9 at the moment. So let's see if we can get right through that, what was actually a lot of lost support on the way down. Let's see if we can rise in the same manner that we fell over the next few weeks. Stock which illustrates how in 2020 you have to give every company the benefit of the doubt in terms of recovery, and that's Great Western Mining. Great looking basing formation for the shares, breaking that 0.15 resistance, which was troublesome for so long. At the moment, looking for, I suppose, up to about the 0.25, 0.27 pence area, while we hold above 0.14, which is basically the triangle breakout that we've had. So above 0.14 up to 0.25, and the top of that November price channel for Great Western Mining. A stock which I was told not to look at, and still did anyway, is Iconic Labs, and I'm glad I did, because obviously the shares have did manage to double at one point from the 0.01 area to the 0.02 area. Current situation is, if we're lucky, I suppose, and we hold above that resistance line there, the broken resistance line from April at 0.17, we could still see further upside. Best case scenario target at the moment up to 0.05, although obviously we still need to retest that 0.025 August peak, which we haven't quite done so far. I suppose at this stage, anybody back below 0.15 would really delay the recovery scenario for Iconic. Just a few to go now. First one is one that I did look at midweek and is doing quite well. iNexus Global. We had the big spike at the beginning of the week and we consolidated well. What would be nice is to see an end of day close above 6.27, the early resistance of this week. If we can get that, then the next target there up to 8.38 at the 200-day line. Best case scenario target up to 12 or 13 pence, which is that March resistance line projection. And that's valid really while we hold above the 5.5 pence area. So big upside, but really want to see 5.5 pence hold on that situation. On to Metal NRG, which has been making decent positive technical moves. Here we've got, just we're in the run-up to a cross between the 50 and 200-day moving averages. Breakout would be an end-of-day close or end-of-week close, hopefully today, above 0.7 pence. If we can get that, then at least a retest of the 1 pence area from February could or should be on the cards. I suppose that looking forward, one would say that the target of the next couple of months is up to 1.4 pence at the top of that rising trend channel from February on the daily chart. A couple to go now. Vela was one of the stocks of the week earlier in the week, so worth having a little retread of that. What will be interesting now is that we can close really, I suppose, above 0.1 pence, which is that broken resistance line from March that we had, which was the initial target here. If we can get a decent weekly close above 0.1, then we would be looking for at least for a retest of the best levels of the month to date at 0.19. Remember, we had that rather ambitious looking target at 0.17 earlier in the week, which was just about exceeded. Last stock of the day is Zoetic, which has been a good news situation earlier in the week. Nice gap through the 20-day moving average at 18.5 pence, and while we're above that, big picture target here over the next 1 to 2 months as high as 40 pence, which is the top of a 1-year trend channel. So only really back below, I suppose, 15 pence, really killing the idea of recovery here, but looks as though it would be surprising now if we did actually fall below 18.5, so reasonable risk reward on Zoetic. That's it for me today. More updates on Monday.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.